The I Am Discourses. I Am activity of Saint Germain Foundation. The I Am activity represents the original, permanent, and highest source of the Ascended Master's instruction on the great laws of life, as first offered to the Western world by the Ascended Master Saint Germain through his accredited messengers, Mr. and Mrs. Guy W. Ballard. In the early 1930s, the Ballards established Saint Germain Foundation and Saint Germain Press Inc., which under Saint Germain's guidance, have expanded into worldwide organizations that offer to mankind the true Ascended Master teachings on the great cosmic words, I Am. Saint Germain Foundation strives to keep the I Am Ascended Master instruction in its pure, unadulterated form, free from any human interpretation, personal monetary gain, or proselytizing, as it is a gift from the great Ascended Masters and cosmic beings to bring illumination and perfection to mankind. Hundreds of I Am temples and sanctuaries exist throughout the world, where the teachings are applied in I Am decree groups. The books of the Saint Germain series are available in many libraries, bookstores, or directly from Saint Germain Press. For further information, please contact Saint Germain Foundation, Saint Germain Press, 1120 Stonehenge Drive, Schaumburg, Illinois 6019, for USA 88274000 or 66228800. Copyright symbol 1986 Saint Germain. All rights reserved unconditionally throughout the world. No part of this work may be reproduced or copied in any trademarks and I Am activity. I Am Angels of Library of Congress 299 85. Dedication v. This series of books is dedicated in deepest eternal love and gratitude to our beloved Ascended Masters, Saint Germain, Jesus, Nada, the Great Divine Director, Mighty Victory, our beloved Ascended Messenger Guy W. Ballard, the Great White Brotherhood, the Brotherhood of the Royal Teton, the Brotherhood of Mount Shasta, the Great Ascended Masters from Venus, the Great Cosmic Beings, the Great Cosmic Light, and those other Ascended Masters, whose loving help has been direct and without limit. Dedication 6. This book is dedicated to the victory of our blessed world. All victory means the gathering of the energy, the power of the sacred fire from the heights of creation, in and around yourself, then pouring it into the conditions around you to compel them to yield you perfection. It is the fulfilling of the divine plan that brings happiness and peace to all. Victory is the fullness of God, and that means the fullness of the power of the great central sun to the earth. Victory is the eternality of all the love in the great central sun, and every moment that is surging into the atmosphere of this planet, in and around every life stream embodied here, it is also pouring in and through all of the Ascended Masters, the cosmic beings, and the great angelic host who govern this system of worlds. May the words and the radiation of victory carried in this book go forth on the ethers to all mankind, charging into their lives the victory and freedom that is required to free our beloved world from all that is not of the light. We call to God, the beloved mighty I Am Presence, to charge the radiation of this victory as these. Dedication 7. Words are studied, into everything that is God-loving in our nation. Charge this victory into and around every constructive person on the planet. Charge this victory into everyone we contact, into every channel of service throughout the world, especially into all officials in our government. Every government throughout the world, and do whatever is necessary through this radiation of victory to bring peace on earth now and for all eternity. We call to God to saturate our worlds with this victory of the cosmic light. Will stand our guard against all outer world conditions. Charge cosmic Christ victory of illumination into everyone in every channel of our government, all educational channels, and into all who serve humanity in any way. Charge forth the invincible victory of God's heart to possess and rule everyone of authority in any channel of government throughout the world. So it is to this service, and the victory of the world, that we dedicate this book, and to our great Ascended Master Victory, his cosmic legions, and the great host of Ascended Masters from whence all good and protection in the universe has always come. We thank thee. Tribute 8. It is with very great love, joy, and gratitude that we offer a tribute from our hearts to the great cosmic being, known as Beloved Mighty Victory. He is one of the great cosmic beings who came from Venus to assist the Earth in its final struggle to overcome the destructive forces in this world. we offer to the beloved mighty I Am Presence the great host of ascended masters, the great cosmic beings, the great angelic host, and beloved mighty victory, all we are and have or ever hope to be or have, in their service of the light of God that never fails, to bring God's invincible love, freedom, and victory of that light everywhere. For the privilege of carrying the light of God that never fails, the ascended master's instruction of the mighty I Am Presence, is the greatest privilege that can ever come to anyone in this world. Never could we give a full balance for all we have received from the great God Presence of life, the mighty I Am Presence, for the freedom of God's heart which is ours for eternity. To know the beloved mighty I Am Presence, the great ascended masters, the cosmic beings, and the great angelic host as we do, in their visible tribute. 9. Tangible, living, breathing ascended master bodies is worth all the struggle of all lives we have ever lived on this earth. These great divine beings are absolutely free, and to have the privilege of their visits, instruction, direction, and help is the greatest joy that can come to anyone in this physical world, outside of each one's own ascension. The time is not far distant when once again, as in the former golden ages, they will move among mankind, known, loved, and obeyed by all humanity because of the help which they must release to this world if it is to survive, and fulfill God's divine plan for its perfection. To know these great ascended beings is to love them. To see them is to obey them. To associate with them is to serve them, for in their blessed presence, all desire within every human being dissolves into one overwhelming impulse, to be all that they are. To the beloved mighty I Am Presence, to the great host of ascended and cosmic masters and the great angelic host belong all credit, all glory, and all power in the success of this mighty ascended master instruction of the I Am. To our beloved ascended master Saint Germain, we owe eternal, limitless love and gratitude for bringing this victory of the light to the humanity of X. Tribute. Earth in this hour of world crisis. To beloved mighty victory do we owe eternal limitless love and gratitude for the service he has already rendered in setting aside the old occult law for the earth, and removing the frightful fear from those who are seeking to attain God's victory on the pathway of light, and trying to gain their freedom in order to help all mankind. To these great ascended beings does all credit belong for bringing the victory of the beloved mighty I Am Presence to the mankind of earth, that all may be free. May all on earth know who these great ones are, and what mankind owe to them for the great loving care which they have poured forth through the centuries to all who will accept their presence and reality. They are as real as the universe itself, and none can take them out of the universe. All mankind's doubt, ignorance, or denial of the presence, power, and authority of these great divine beings is not greater than the God intelligence and law which created and sustains this system of worlds, and to which the planet Earth belongs. These divine beings are the invincible law, authority, and power of God everywhere they move in the universe, and they are the invincible, perfect master presence of life, the mighty I Am. Tribute. 11. Everywhere forever. The mighty cosmic being Victory has never known anything but victory for hundreds of thousands of centuries, and has offered his power of victory to assist beloved Saint Germain to bring the victory of God's light, and the love of God's freedom everywhere to cleanse the earth, mankind, and all upon it forever. The mighty cosmic being Victory and his great cosmic legions of victory are now entering into the affairs of mankind, to compel the victory of light, the freedom of light, and the power of God's invincible love and perfection to take their dominion through mankind. To govern all in this world according to the divine plan of all life expressing here in the future. This mighty I Am instruction, which is given for the freedom and protection of America and the world, is brought forth in the interest of the public good. It is the eternally true intelligence and God education of life. It is the true spiritual culture and protection of the people for the whole world in the future. It is the law of God's life. It is the gift of God's love. It is the power of God's light. It is the God victory of right. It is the God authority of perfection everywhere. 12. Throughout creation. Accept it, O beloved people of America and the world. For the light of God that never fails now claims its own and takes its dominion everywhere throughout the earth forever, and the mighty I Am Presence is that light. GODFRERYKINGDONALDRAYKINGLOTU. Tribute 13. It is to the complete freedom of the world and the mankind upon it that we pay tribute to this great cosmic being Victory, and to his tremendous service and assistance to mankind in offering the following explanation of how victory may be obtained, and how we may fill the world's crystal cup full to overflowing with liquid light, and keep it pouring forth as cosmic victory until the whole earth is cleansed and the last human being on earth is ascended and free. May God, the beloved mighty I Am Presence, come to our assistance today, and answer our prayers for the freedom and victory of the earth, and release to mankind, through the radiation of these words of victory, that which annihilates forever all that would rob them of their freedom. Justice, protection, and supply which God has commanded shall be maintained on this earth forever. Beloved mighty Master Victory, we ask you, thou great and wondrous being, to charge through these words you have given us, your invincible victory which floods over the earth, covers it with your flame of victory. Take up thy residence once again among all people of the earth. Teach us how to so live in that flame of victory from your heart, that we may see. 14. God, the beloved mighty I Am Presence, and receive more clearly its perfection pouring forth. Show us the way of victory for this earth, and give mankind the courage and strength to stand for what is right within this nation. Give all the illumination to free our nation and the world from all the hordes of evil that threaten to destroy us at this time of world crisis. Give our blessed young people the strength of your victory to stand against anything that wants to degrade them, and you make them a shining example to all mankind of this victory and freedom from God's great heart. It is to this end that we offer these words from the great cosmic being Victory, and we thank him with all of the loving gratitude of our hearts for his mighty instruction given herein. We thank him for showing us the way to eternal victory and freedom for mankind. May everyone who reads these words feel and know the power of victory, and manifest in his or her own world all of the blessings that are rightfully his and that bring eternal happiness to all our loved ones forever. Forward. This book is given to the I Am students and all mankind as God's way to live life, at the command of the beloved mighty Victory, who dictated all the discourses contained within it. They were dictated before classes of hundreds and thousands of I Am students at various places in the United States of America. He flashed his words in letters of living light before the eyes of our beloved ascended messengers, Guy W. Ballard and Mrs. G. W. Ballard, who then read them and spoke them aloud to the I Am students in the room. The beloved mighty Victory is offering every possible help to the people of America and the world who want God's authority, freedom, and divine justice to govern this earth and all upon it. The invincible power these great God beings wield is without limit and beyond all words to describe. They are standing guard over the United States of America and all constructive activities in the world, to the degree that the people want and accept them and call unto them for their God help to all. The people must cooperate by giving some of their own energy, which these great ones amplify by the cosmic light rays as well as their own personal rays. 15. 16. Forward. To stop further destruction of mankind through continued war. The people themselves must make the call to the beloved mighty I Am Presence, the great host of ascended masters, the cosmic beings, and the great angelic host in order for the great cosmic law to act in this physical world to save them. If this law were not true, the great God beings who have come to all mankind and given the great God law of life in every age, would have stopped mankind's suffering and destructive activities centuries ago. Because those great God beings have poured out and taught God's love to mankind in every age. The people who do not want to be destroyed or made slaves to the destruction and depravity of war, which is simply criminal insanity, and all who want protection against its viciousness must give these I Am decrees. Through them they can use the God authority in each life stream to release the invincible God power of life to protect them and prevent war, because there is no protection nor safety in just physical means of so-called protection. What one nation can develop as physical protection, every nation can develop also. Therefore, unless individuals and nations will use the God power of the God beings who are greater than mankind, How can they be protected against the accumulated destructive energy of the mass of mankind? Forward. 17. If unascended mankind will use these I Am decrees, they will provide the opening through which the ascended masters can pour their cosmic light rays to overwhelm the viciousness and destruction through war. As one absorbs the electronic force, heat, and healing qualities from the sun's rays by sitting in the sunshine, just so can every human being receive the ascended masters' love, power, light, qualities, protection, perfection, and blessing. When the individual turns his or her attention to these great masters of almighty invincible God power, the individual connects with their light rays, their outpouring, and help. Every word which the ascended masters speak is a cup of their pure God energy, light, substance, power, and qualities. All are powerfully charged to help the I Am student accomplish the victory for which each one calls. If the reader will still all feeling of discord within himself or herself, and notice the condition of his or her emotional body after reading one of these mighty discourses by beloved Mighty Victory, trying just to accept and cooperate with the help offered, the feeling within the individual will be proof enough of the God power in the words, and the God help beloved Mighty Victory wants to and does give through his words. 18. Forward. If the reader will place himself or herself in the same attitude of mind as does the I Am student, every possible help will be released, according to the requirements of the individual at the time. The great ascended masters and cosmic beings never cease to try to awaken mankind to the use of this law, so they can help themselves, but the great God law of the universe which creates, directs, and maintains great systems of worlds does not permit the ascended masters to just pick humanity up, after centuries of deliberate, willful disobedience and misuse of life's energy and gifts, and take them into perfection without any self-effort of obedience to the constructive way of life and the great law of balance in the universe. Each discourse in this book carries a powerful personal radiation from the beloved mighty God being, Victory, and if the reader or student will accept, give obedience to, and expand the blessing offered by this mighty being, greater and greater miracles, victories, marvels, wonders, and blessings will come forth to enfold all. Only those who work now for the God protection and God illumination of all mankind who are constructive will be protected, for everyone must now give the assistance which saves all. The cosmic light is the ascended master's concentrated God power of light, to assist every constructive. Forward. 19. Activity in the world at this time. It is also the binding power they use to bind destructive activities so they cannot expand farther. This ascended master activity of the beloved invincible, victorious mighty I Am presence is the true knowledge and power of God. It contains and explains the best part of all that is constructive in all religion, all education. When one is educated in the ascended master's knowledge and truth of the I Am, he knows that to worship God, the beloved mighty I Am presence of all life, does bring perfection, and is the only true happiness and education of life. And only through this law applied can happiness and perfection become eternal for every human being. It can never come any other way, because the ascended masters have said, this is the way by which we attained our perfection and accomplished the ascension as Jesus did, and as he said all must someday do also. We know you can too, because we have, for we were once human as you are today. The great ascended master Saint Germain and others of the ascended host have told us that the books of the Saint Germain series, of which the book the I Am Discourses by Beloved Mighty Victory is volume 9, are bound in covers of jewels of light in the ascended master's octave. So let us all accept, be grateful for, and use this. Forward. Great ascended master invincible God power and light which the beloved Mighty Victory offers, and draw to ourselves our own from within, the light of God that never fails, the cosmic light of 1,000 suns, the activity of all perfection, for the mighty I Am presence is that light. And I am, I Am presence for all eternity. Let us all draw and call forth all the ascended master's powers and victory of light without limit, until mankind, the earth and its atmosphere, all within and upon it are purified and free forever, and mankind no longer remember how to destroy the handiwork of God. Be ye an ambassador of light, to carry the light from the ascended master's octave of life, until all unlike its perfection is dissolved and consumed from the universe forever. in the invincible honor flame of God's cosmic heart, I am. GODFRERAYKINGDONALDRAYKINGLOTUSRAYKING. Beloved Victory's reminder to the students. May I remind you that there is only one victory in all of eternity, in all of infinity, in all of creation, and that is the perfection produced by the cosmic love from our octave. Victory is the eternal perfection of life's divine plan fulfilled in ever-expanding love, beauty, and radiation to all the universe around you. Just the fulfilling of the desires of the outer self is not victory. Victory is the perfection and the beauty of the Ascended Master's octave, brought into this physical octave with such power that none can change it, none can ever diminish it, and none can ever prevent its ever-expanding gift of itself to the rest of the universe. The unfed flame in the heart of every human being is the focus within each life stream that is the open door through which life, through the radiation of some Ascended Master, holds the life stream connected with the upper pull of the Ascended Master's octave. Until one day the outer self takes the authority and the command to turn all things unto the light. Zai. Victory's reminder. I represent victory to the earth, and do you comprehend what my fiat meant when I said, none of mankind should fail? That is paramount to saying that my cosmic flame of victory shall intensify and expand around every life stream on the earth until the victory of the ascension is attained. There must come something to draw mankind's attention away from their misery and the hate and destruction that has sought to engulf them. Therefore, the great cosmic magnet of my victory is a flame of love so irresistible that it compels victory. The one who will accept that and call forth that flame of victory to surge through the physical form, and surge into the conditions of the outer world, will become a great magnet that lifts mankind so much more rapidly than the cosmic law would permit at any other time. Mankind is taking their initiation in love. The earth is passing into the cosmic spiral wherein our flame of cosmic love and victory becomes the authority in the incoming age. The law of the incoming cycle is to produce everything that comes forth on this earth by the cosmic law and flame of our love, and that means that mankind unascended cannot draw forth enough love, uninterrupted, from their own beloved mighty I Am presence, to accomplish that which fulfills the divine plan and holds the protection at the same time. Victories REMIND. Precious ones, with your correct understanding of all my flame of love means to the earth, my flame of victory means to the earth, when you understand the power that is within that and you call it forth into the substance of this world, all things will begin to yield their victory to you. I thank you. Victory. Mighty victory. My beloved ones, in the fullness of the cosmic victory which I am to the earth, and which you are fast becoming, I welcome you tonight into the garden of my heart as the family of victory, the legions of victory, the almighty cosmic flame of victory, which must expand throughout the earth and enfold it in the cosmic flame of cosmic love's victory, which is the fulfilling of the law. As you become more and more aware of my flame in and around you, it will make you more certain and more positive, as you move among the rest of mankind. It is not a positiveness which antagonizes others, it is a positive courage and strength which comes only with the victory of accomplishment. As you win one victory after another, and one activity after another of the divine plan is unfolded and fulfilled through you, our feeling and assurance within and around you will increase to such pressure that others will feel the moment they come into your atmosphere, they can be victorious. They will know they absorb its feeling from you. You will find more and more of the people of the outer world acknowledging it. They will admit it as they feel it more and more. Let me tell you, one of the secrets of victory is our victory. XXV. Joyous confidence which just rests within your knowledge of the I Am and the Ascended Master's determination to assist you. All of the great ones have promised to give you help. They have poured their love without limit. They have offered everything from our octave. That becomes around you, precious ones, an intensifying, ever-increasing momentum of the substance and energy from the Ascended Master's feeling world. Their feeling begins to accumulate in and around each one of you and then it intensifies. The Ascended Ones charge more and more and more and more of it in, through, and around you. Day after day it grows greater until others suddenly coming into your atmosphere, as long as you maintain harmony without interruption, will feel the Ascended Master's feeling and assurance of victory. It will come in addition to the release of your own feeling from your presence. This is how you may convey to others in the outer world, especially the business world, the actual substance and feeling from the Ascended Master's octave. Is there any reason you should not be happy after that? Now, do you know what those words mean? Prove me now, if I will not open you the windows of heaven, and pour you out a blessing until there is not room to receive it. I ask you to apply those words to this of which I have spoken. Keep acknowledging our cosmic flame of cosmic. XX6. Victory. Victory in and around your physical body, day after day, once an hour, or more often if you can. Just hold your arms up to your presence and say, charge again, intensify and expand your cosmic flame of cosmic victory around me, and see that I feel naught but your Ascended Master victory. Then just turn your attention to your blessed I am presence and say, thank you. I am conveying into your feeling world tonight, the feeling of victory which we have when we call the law into action, because in our octave, in our feeling world, there is no such thing as uncertainty of any kind. How could there be, when I have not known anything but victory for hundreds of thousands of centuries? Do you realize that means more than 1,000,000 years? Precious ones, thank your bodies for what they have done for you, as surely as you expect them to serve you each morning. Just as surely as you expect that, won't you remember to pour your love and blessings upon those bodies and thank them for all they have done thus far? You will be amazed at the relaxation which will come within them when you really, deeply appreciate and thank those bodies for all they have done at your command. Don't accept what you don't want to feel. If you do, you hold on to it. In the power of the cosmic flame of cosmic victory, which we want each one of you. Victory. XVI. To feel, it comes around you, first of all, like a mantle of flame, an atmosphere of flame about you. It expands to a certain radiance, and then begins to intensify in its activity directly around the body. Then there comes the condensation of our substance, which is like an armor, like a golden armor, harder than steel to the human creation, but soft and flexible and harmonious to the one who wears it. You cannot convey it very well in the physical octave. Only as you would see a brilliant light upon burnished gold, would you comprehend what our substance is of the golden flame of cosmic victory, which condenses upon the body. It is very brilliant, and the radiation of its light is so intense, it frightens human creation at its approach. Not that we ever use fear, but all human creation fears the light, and the more intense the light, the quicker it recedes. So will you acknowledge your cosmic armor of the cosmic flame of cosmic victory? I want you to begin to acknowledge this daily, and see the difference in your own bodies. This has a powerful healing effect, as well as an insulation, and a power of accomplishment to produce victory in whatever channel you are active, so long as it be constructive. We want so much, as soon as possible, to bring forth manifestations which are to be sustained, and whether the outer world sees them immediately or not, is not important. As soon as they come into the outer, there. XVI. Victory. Radiance spreads just like that. Wave after wave after wave of this knowledge will go forth and encompass the earth. It will shut off the consciousness from mankind which has held the people in distress and ignorance. The law of the universe is light, and its ever-expanding perfection is the fulfillment of the divine plan in the victory of its ever-expanding power of the sacred fire. Some of those who have denied the reality of beloved Jesus, the angelic host, and the ascended masters, will be the most surprised beings when certain manifestations take place in the outer world. If they pass out of the body before then, they will be surprised to their own benefit for the rest of eternity. The consciousness of individuals which says there is no God must be annihilated. If you could see what takes place in their mental bodies, you would be amazed when they begin to awaken after they pass out of the physical body. They rest for a time in the upper atmosphere of Earth, then they begin to awaken and try to know where they are and why they are still existing. I am telling you the consternation sometimes is considerable. There are those who are giving instruction at that time, and who have been watching those life streams. If a life stream understanding the law is ready to undo the mistakes of the past, the next time you will find its frightful stubborn rebellion is submerged. Then the light of the higher mental body is allowed to hold the attention on the explanation of victory. Zix. The law, until the acceptance releases through the individual enough light to hold the balance against the human creation, until it be consumed. So just rest in the great cosmic victory of blessing each other, and expanding your uninterrupted harmony in the acknowledgement of your divine plan fulfilled. Oh, my loved ones, if you bless those bodies as many times as you said there was something the matter with them, you would not have another pain nor limitation. I have brought you a secret tonight, my secret of victory. Wear my armor and try me out. I have told you I would never leave you, until you are free. I have taken away many of those bundles of your human ideas and feelings. Now I leave you my armor of golden light, so blazing the human cannot look into it. Won't you wear it? Won't you make the atmosphere about you the blazing cosmic flame of my cosmic victory, and just expand, expand, and expand it? Whenever there seems to be imperfection, just say, "Oh, mighty I am presence and mighty victory." Plant your cosmic flame of cosmic victory there and wipe out all else. To have victory, you must acknowledge it. To get rid of your human, you must turn your back upon it and command it to be no more. Thank you, and with all our blessings, we clothe you again in the invincible protection of the cosmic flame of cosmic victory. I thank you, and good night. Anthem of Praise. Blessing by beloved victory. Out of the fullness of Thy heart, thy great glorious, mighty I am presence, we accept tonight for these children of earth the fullness of this cosmic outpouring into every heart here. Oh, thou glorifying, expanding, electrifying presence of all life energy within each one, radiate through these children of my heart until everywhere they move they are a glorified being in action. Great cosmic beings who come with me, take advantage of this outpouring and release through these earnest, blessed ones, everything their own, beloved mighty I am presence wants them to have, with such speed and activity of light that they never lack for any good thing. Let the glory of thyself go forth, O great presence of all life, for thou art that power. Thou art mighty intelligence in action, and this great cosmic victory goes forth performing its perfect service, and it cannot be interrupted by any human thing. Anchor into the consciousness of these blessed ones, all that you want them to have, to absolutely sweep everything of imperfection out of their worlds, and that great light that beats their heart, let them enter. Anthem of Praise. Xi. More fully into thy glory. We rejoice in all the love of our hearts at this great accomplishment for these the children of earth. We rejoice in all of the fullness of our hearts in the glory of that mighty activity surging forth today, building its momentum until it sweeps into action and is the power of the presence here in action. We rejoice and thank the great host of ascended masters for their great assistance, and for all of their great courage that is released into this room to these the beloved of my heart, to help them to go forward to their eternal victory. In thy name, and by thy power we forever abide. Contents. Part 1. Discourses. Page I February 6, 1938. 1 II February 27, 1938. 18 II April 30, 1938. 35 IV June 19, 1938. 55 V September 15, 1938. 82 VI October 4, 1938. 114 VI October 16, 1938. 149 VII December 4, 1938. 167 IX December 19, 1938. 183 X January 12, 1939. 217 XI March 20, 1939. 249 XII May 7, 1939. 264 XII August 16, 1939. 279. Part 2. I November 5, 1944. 300 II November 12, 1944. 328 II November 19, 1944. 360 IV November 26, 1944. 386 V December 3, 1944. 416 VI December 10, 1944. 433 VII December 17, 1944. For 57 VII December 24, 1944. For 73 IX December 31, 1944. For 92 X October 27, 1945. 511. VVV 111. Editor's note. The first part of this volume contains discourses which came through Mr. Guy W. Ballard. These were received on the light and sound ray from beloved Mighty Victory while the Ballards were on tour in the 1930s. We bless Mr. and Mrs. Ballard for being the ones through whom the beloved Ascended Masters could dictate these mighty words of instruction, for the blessing of mankind. Part 2 of Volume 9 contains dictations which came through Mrs. Ballard in the 1940s. These discourses were given before thousands of students during classes in Chicago, from November through December 1944. One discourse contained in this book was given in Santa Fe, New Mexico in October 1945. Mr. Guy W. Ballard, Mrs. Edna Wheeler Ballard, I am going to say, and I say it until we all come forth visible and tangible to all mankind, I stand back of what beloved Master Jesus said in the beginning of this TAM activity that the mighty Saint Germain wanted to bring forth. That we would not dictate through anybody but these messengers until we come forth in our visible, tangible presence. Those who say they are getting dictations from the Ascended Masters are simply not telling the truth, and are under the control of psychic forces. Don't let anybody under this radiation accept that nonsense. Part 1. The IAM Discourses by Mighty Victory. The following discourses were dictated through the beloved messenger Mrs. G. W. Ballard. Great Cosmic Being, Victory. XXVE. By Chanira. Great Cosmic Being, Victory, from Venus, God's love Son, we thank and bless thee for thy flame, thy POWR of Victor Y1. Within the garden of thy heart, we come to dwell with thee, and there abide in thy great love, till all mankind are free. Thy Victor Y and thy POWR supreme release now at our call, and in God's mercy so divine, speak thy command to all. Thy mantle of authority, we wear to set men free, in all the Victor Y which thou art, abides God's purity. Thou art the master o'er this world, thy Victor Y all must know as from thy hand God's flame goes forth, God's blessings to bestow. Great Cosmic Being, Victory. XXVE. Great Victor Y dear, to thee we come in love, thy law to be, till we reveal thy presence here, and all, thyself do see. Let thy great cup of liquid fire pass now from hand to hand, till all behold within its depths, God's flame all understand. Thy unfed flame of cosmic power surrounds us as we move, and does command all where we go, to all thy presence prove. Thy victory is God's great power that none can e'er deny, thy presence is God's cosmic love that no one can defy. Now hand in hand with thee we walk, with thee stand side by side, for thou art with us evermore, no matter what betide. Blessed Victor Y dear, thy great Christ power now surges through us all, as onward flows its mighty flame, fulfilling every call. XXVE Great Cosmic Being, Victory. Like oceans roll, thy flame commands, and all else must give way. Thy presence like a blazing sun abides with us to stay. The fullness of thy cosmic love, thy secret to us gives, thy shining glory floods us all, as in thy heart each lives. Thy scepter raise. Thy flame release. Thy voice make all now hear. In freedom's name we send this call, as his great bells ring clear. Thy legions send to free God's world. Thy hand raise here today. Let all thy light rays now go forth, as we God's music play. God's plan fulfill. Protection hold. Till all give all to God. Thou hast called all mankind to thee, thy legions have earth trod. Come. Flood us all with Victor Y now. Come. Hold God's full command. Thy angels call, to bless all here. THV Cosmic Flame I am. Great Cosmic Being, Victory. XXVE. Forever onward, as we go, thy Victor Y shall expand, and we, like thee, through cosmic love, become God's fiery hand. Thy temple bright of cosmic flame floods o'er our world its rays, within them flowing evermore, are all God's perfect ways. Great hosts of God from cosmic realms flood our world with God's light, for all God's victory we command, by thy full cosmic might. Great miracles of victory come from thy great cosmic height. Great wonders everywhere appear in thy flame dazzling bright. Great gifts and blessings from on high make us all thy success. Thy justice and thy mercy too, through us thy love express. Thy victory by thy great God POWR through eons shall release. Thy master Y and thy presence here, shall hold eternal peace. Great cosmic being, victory. XXVE. The garden of thy heart is real, in it each one can dwell, and as its beauty we behold, it heals, and makes each well. The victory of thy life and light is God's eternal truth. The mantle of thy strength and love is everlasting youth. Thy wisdom and thy mighty POWR release perfection's flame, thy great expanding harmony protects all in God's name. In silence too, thy flame so bright is blazing thy success, for thy great victory reigns at last, God's true, full happiness. O victory dear! Blaze lightning through the lightning of God's love. Sweep onward all thy hosts of light, all conquering from above. O, mighty I am presence, come. Command thy victory now. Thy mighty hand and cosmic law rismus all on earth to bow. Great cosmic being, victory. XXVE. Thy light of God that never fails is always victory. Thy sacred love of God's own fire compels all to be free. Thy mighty goal for all to reach is each ascension won. May victory's presence here abide, till our earth's journey's done. Thy mighty love, God's honor flame, is waiting to enfold all here in victory's victory now, and cosmic joy untold. Oh, mighty I am presence, blaze. Great victory with us stand. Oh, love supreme, all God's great self, I am, thy great command. 45 The I Am 99 Discourses. By Beloved Mighty Victory. Discourse I February 6, 1938. San Francisco, California. Beloved children of Earth, we pour the fullness of our gratitude to all who have been willing to give their assistance for the freedom, which we have determined to bring to the people of Earth. As you continue in your acceptance of the great presence of all life, the mighty I Am, and in your application, you come into the understanding, comprehension, and full power of feeling that all you require is the light of your I Am, which gives you life. You come into its greater intensifying, expanding activity which knows no interference nor resistance of any kind. In the beginning I call your attention to this, as the messenger often has done, for the work we wish to conclude tonight. Will every one of you be kind enough to feel our power which we are releasing tonight into this room? First I am calling your attention to the white heat of a furnace as referred to in 2. The I Am 99 Discourses. The magic presence, in the cave of light, which after all is not heat. Then I am calling your attention to the glorifying, achieving power which you call forth from your I Am presence. It is self-luminous, intelligent substance, which is light. In all the universe there is no resistance to light. In your physical activity, you have the example before you in electricity. You feel that you have reached considerable achievement, and truly you have in the use of electricity. But the currents of energy and power which the ascended being is able to release so far transcend the power of your electrical currents, that there is no comparison. You who have studied some of the laws of electricity know when you go beyond a certain voltage the electricity loses its shocking activity to the body. The vibratory action of the currents of energy which we release to bless mankind sometimes are so powerful, there is not the slightest sense of feeling in the body of the activity. Yet the purifying power of it transcends your fondest imagination. That is why in the messengers pleading to the I Am students everywhere to harmonize themselves and maintain harmony. It was with the desire that we bring your vibratory action to a point where we could begin to release these currents of energy to complete the raising activity for you so much more quickly. Not that we wish to hurry you, but still. Discourse 2. 3. Knowing the need, if you do not have it now, many of you will lose the opportunity this time. I mean by that, the full achievement which it is possible for you to have. Will the earnest, sincere student be kind enough to do me the favor for the coming 6 months, and not allow your attention to rest more than a moment on the thought of death? There is no death in the whole universe. Yet many in the human octave still believe there is. However, that is not the case. Please watch and keep your attention away from it. Even if your attention does revert to it because of some appearance, take it off and go on about your work. By the time the messengers return here again, we want to find a release, a joy, a happiness, and the full consciousness of your power of application, perhaps astonishing many of yourselves. We are endeavoring to give this assistance, but we must have your cooperation to do it. Not that we wish to impose anything upon anyone, but if you wish to have our assistance, we are able to give it, providing you will comply with our request. I was given the name of Victory by the Ascended Masters who have made the ascension from your earth, because all that I have attempted to do has been victorious. There is not such a thing as the memory of a single limitation in my consciousness or world of activity, and has not been for a tremendously long. 4. The I Am 99 Discourses. Period. That means there are no records in my feeling world of such a thing. Now, you who have been rendering service in this class will be able to feel, accept, and be that which you did not dream of at the beginning of this class. As the messengers move forward in this I Am class work, you will see plenty of manifestations of the powers of the presence to satisfy the most eager, but if you have not the patience to continue until the wisdom which is directing this I Am activity sees fit to release these things, then you will meet disappointment. That, however, is not necessary if all will remember our great wisdom is directing the messengers, regardless of anything to the contrary. Then all will rest in the greater understanding, comprehension, and experience of this vast achievement. This might sound like just so many words to you, but if you saw within the atmosphere of the room, as I am able to do, our activity, you would think far differently. When you understand that our words are cups which carry our qualities, then they are far more than just spoken words. The words flashed to the messengers are the activity, the inner activity, which brings its charge and currents of energy into your world. If you do not feel an outer sense of it, do not be disturbed, but just accept our powerful, cleansing, purifying activity into your world. While I continue to speak to you, will you give? Discourse 2. 5. Free rein to our power to take out of you any undesirable desire that might be there which you do not wish. The energy of life is resistless because it is light. The wisdom of life is the directing intelligence within light which governs through it the activity of divine love as you understand it, is a balanced activity which brings the mighty harmony within the human form. In the future, will you be kind enough to remind yourself that every call to the I Am presence is the signal for the releasing of this balanced activity which compels a charge of current through your mind, body, and feeling world, not possible before this class began? I do not mean that this can be done for those who might be here for the first time, or 2 or 3 times, but I am referring to the very determined, earnest, sincere, I Am students who have a certain power of application. I ask you to watch the activity of the radiance about yourselves as you move among mankind. Do not speak of it to anyone, but you just watch and feel the radiation and its effect upon those with whom you associate. Please do not speak of it to any one of those among whom you are moving, but just watch. If you wish to have evidence of a power of this light acting naturally through you, then you will have it, but please do not discuss it with anyone. If you do, you will annul the results their effect. 6. The I Am 99 Discourses. From our various activities on the earth, the light rays have been directed for your assistance. We from the Royal Teton have been pouring forth a constant activity, changing its vibratory action as was required, and you have all enjoyed a feast of loving kindness and harmony seldom experienced among the mass of mankind. You may have this forever sustained, if you will. From this class on, the I Am students everywhere will find themselves coming into a calm serenity, dignity of action and feeling, which will keep our calm serenity in their feeling world of this power, which allows it to pour forth with ever-increasing, intensifying activity. Let me touch upon just a few points in your America to show you all that is being done. Saint Germain has but now and then touched upon a vital point, bringing it to your attention, but I tell you, your calls and those of the I Am students all over America have made many activities possible. I am going to mention one, perhaps two, tonight, which will give you a joy that I hope will remain forever. The greatest menace to the American people today is dope, and we have found the means of freeing them forever. You have no idea the inroad of that in your America by the sinister activity which has wrecked the nations of the earth for century upon century. It has spread as a sinister breath in the most cunning. Discourse 2. 7. Secret way, all over your America. For the protection of the young people of America, whom we must have a need for the incoming golden age, and through your blessed calls for their protection, the great powers of light think we have found a solution to quickly absorb all this thing throughout America. It will be done almost as secretly as it came. You have no idea, precious people of Earth, the danger which has confronted your young people of the entire America. Many unfortunate beings who have been pretending to reveal this nefarious thing to your people have been but the claws for its dispensing. Now, beloved ones, will you do us the kindness, the powers of light the kindness, to make the following call? I shall ask the messengers to put a paragraph in the next magazine, asking the students all over America to issue this mighty, I Am, decree for the dissolving and consuming of all dope, its cause and effect in America, to call for its annihilation. And to the forces of nature to no longer allow to be produced that from which it is made. We will then at your call take up this activity, and in all parts of the world where this substance has been grown, it shall wither and disappear. I say to you, so you may know the far-reaching powers of your call, we have not touched upon this, and Saint Germain has touched upon it but very little. You perhaps think war is your great danger today, and so. 8. The I Am 99 Discourses. It is, but this poisonous breath and substance which has been spread among the people would unfit them if war came into your country. Then the sinister force would seize upon the feeling of mankind, and by the use of dope make them unfit to cope with their adversaries. That is why tonight I am asking all sincere students of America, individually and in your groups, to give 3 decrees if no others, for the seizing and binding of the entities, keeping war and dope out of America. It is incredible that the cunning of the sinister forces can spread a condition of this kind over the entire America with such rapidity, principally because in the large cities things go on unnoticed, which in the smaller localities would be quickly discerned. Let us change the scene, please. Look beyond this into the greater achievement which, with your determined cooperation as has been thus far, shall come forth. After the victory of the light holds its dominion in America, you will see arise, replacing much in your present cities, a beauty, a perfection which will thrill every human being to the limit with the beauty and the perfection which will be there. You will have time for the recreation you desire, and by the powers of light and energy released, will supply come to you. Then you will know peace on earth, goodwill to men, for then will there be no ill will to each other. Television and all of these various things will. Discourse 2. 9. Be brought into common use, and the great cosmic mirror will then come forth for the blessing and perfection of mankind. While the intervening activity of the perfecting of the outer structure of mankind goes on, you will find mechanical instruments under the direction of great minds, which will assist beyond your fondest imagination today to gain the victory and the perfection of your human form. There are lights which can be used with the proper understanding. One of the blessed I Am students has touched this and contacted it. It will bring great peace and health when it is maintained, and we think we shall bless her with many wonderful things. In the meantime, do not look to these things mechanically to which I refer, but go on in your earnest application, and let the great law take care of what is brought to your assistance. Will you remember that? Never for one moment look to mechanical things for your assistance, but go on applying your law of the I Am, which is invaluable. For the great mass of mankind, after certain changes have taken place, then the thing is to bring the mass into a greater perfection quickly. Then these mechanical inventions shall be used to bring mankind into a quick attunement when they will begin to call forth these same forks, you are able to call forth now from the I Am presence. 10. The I Am 99 Discourses. This could not be done until certain work was done in America. These instruments are all ready to come forth. That which Bob and Rex destroyed was mentioned to you. The frightful danger of it was that they had contacted the cosmic mirror. Notice, beloved ones, a thing which has once come into being makes it etheric record, and if there are those who secretly are unscrupulous, they will sometimes pick them out of the etheric records. Therefore, do you understand the great guard which has been constantly placed over mankind to shield and protect innocent individuals from frightful destruction? That is why I gave you this glimpse of what stands before you, and which will be yours. We stand in the midst of two great extremes, the greatest power of light ever known on Earth, and the greatest destructive power. If it had not been that America is a point where this focus of the I Am light could be held, you would all have followed the example of every civilization which has gone down in the past. Much of your America, the Orient, and Europe would have disappeared, and the continents of Mu and Atlantis would have arisen and taken their places. The great cosmic law and the great laws of life have said this greatest destruction was not necessary. To bring in this perfection, perhaps several hundred years in advance, is why this tremendous effort. Discourse 2. 11. Is being made by the powers of light, the ascended masters, the cosmic beings, the legions of light, and the great cosmic light itself. Great joy should fill everyone's heart of those who have come to understand the teachings which Saint Germain has brought forth, and they should stand steadfast by this I Am instruction to bless themselves and render this service. They will one day find themselves beings of happiness and glory, for this service will never go unrewarded in the future. It shall bring in your great, great perfection. I say this to you tonight so you may contemplate the blessing which is yours. Some of this which I have said to you has become a law, has become a command for your perfection. What do I mean by command? Not of you physically, but of the currents of energy which belong to your life. May I add just a few words to the explanation the messenger gave concerning the consuming of your human creation, and setting aside of time and space? Please observe the chart. You see around the I Am presence, that magnificent circle of color which represents your accumulation of good through the centuries. Our great desire, because of the need, is to bring you, as many as possible, to a point where this can begin to release into your world of activity and use. That is why our service has been rendered in this class. Will all of you who care to, accept that as 12. The I Am 99 Discourses. A real, actual activity in your life, right here in your physical world, to let the service be rendered which is so much needed. Will you be kind enough to remember the radiance of this class? I am saying this for the individuals whose human still wants proof. Will you remember the radiance of this class, and then remember the radiance when you come again and see the change? You have noticed the change in every class. It will step up, as you use the term, more rapidly now. So, beloved ones, I want you to have, because of your attention, the greatest possible assistance which can be given. I say to you who have been out of employment, who have not had the conditions you would like, stand alone in your room, raise your hands to your mighty I Am presence, and say with firmness, which you will be assisted to feel. No longer do I accept one single thing of the limitations or conditions of earth. Mighty I Am presence, take command of this mind and body. Compel the outer into obedience and sustain it. Stand guard over it, and see that no longer does the outer self feel discord and inharmony. Then to the best of your ability hold your self-control as you meet conditions in the outer world, and you will see how quickly you will find it perfectly easy to maintain harmony in the face of whatever conditions you are required to meet. Beloved ones, so often the remark has been made. Discourse 2. 13. Not unkindly, about the great number of I Am decrees, affirmations, and statements which have been given. Just now, when I am giving you these particular calls, it is because in the charged atmosphere of this room they contain immeasurable power for your blessing. If you would retain in your feelings the same feeling you have now while I am speaking, you would be able to return to those calls and feel the same feeling in the quiet of your own home that you do now. Because of disturbance by the wavering of the attention, mankind does not always retain this which we give. I ask you to charge yourselves to retain this now, so when your attention goes back to these calls again, you will be able to draw, in the silence of your own room, the same radiance which is here now. then you will find your mastery. Do you not understand, beloved ones, that we are using every angle possible to come at these points of truth? So while one assists a few greatly, another will assist another group more. In this way we are able to give all of you, according to your rate of vibratory action, that which you can utilize to the greatest advantage at the time. That is why we sometimes suddenly, like this, give forth mighty, I am, decrees for your blessing, because under the radiation of the moment, it does tremendous things in your feeling world and the outer activity of your world as it goes forth. Perhaps you have not been reminded that in 14 the I Am 99 discourses. The charged atmosphere like this, whatever is given for your blessing is charged forth into the activity of your world ahead of you, to act there for your assistance. I realize this particular point has not been definitely put before you, but it is imperative. Therefore, retain this. I remind you that the Divine Director and myself are doing this work together today because we maintain and can project, according to the vibratory action to which you have been raised, a tremendously sustained activity in your feeling world. There is not one in this room who has come throughout the 10 days of this class, who does not have but very little of his or her own human creation left. Think of it, beloved ones. We ourselves did not know such a service could be rendered, because we do not know to what degree we can depend upon the outer feeling of mankind. This has been so unparalleled in the joy, love, and kindness poured forth, that we want it to be an example to you of the future in your individual activity. In your love and kindness poured forth in this class to ourselves and the messengers, do you not see that it can continue in your individual life by your outpouring of love and kindliness to persons, places, and conditions? It is the example before you, beloved ones. Try to feel it, try to keep reminded of it, so you may have this great magnificent expansion continue on, acting within you. Oh, because you. Discourse 2. 15. Do not see it with your physical eyes does not mean it is not acting. Please remember, almost all the forces you are using are invisible. Can't you trust us just enough to allow that to act which we so joyously wish to give for your assistance? Let it have an opportunity to act. Oh, of course, if you do not care for it, we would not intrude it, but you who do want it, oh, just open your hearts and your feeling world to the full glory of its power and activity. Then everything your attention rests upon, the I Am presence, or ourselves, in the slightest activity taking place, you will cause to be eternally sustained and have the blessing of it. When you have been told from the beginning that you are the decreers for your world, of what is going to act there and how this energy called forth is going to act for you, won't you believe it? Won't you keep yourselves reminded of it? The power of your attention is a magnificent activity to produce any constructive result required in your life. By the fixing of your attention upon an achievement or accomplishment, the power of your life flows into it uninterfered with, as long as your attention is held there. Once you understand how great is this power, you will use it. Of course, the messengers and we have tried to convey that point to you, for the one-pointed focus of your vision, your physical sight, your attention, and your power of qualification act with infinite power to produce any given. 16 The I Am 99 discourses. Result which is constructive. There have been a few who have, by a stretch of imagination, believed they could take this I Am instruction and turn it into destructive activity against the messengers, against the light. They forget that they are calling on the powers of the I Am presence to produce this. The I Am presence is perfection and will not produce any destructive activity. Therefore, individuals can only use the accumulated energy already drawn about them for any destructive purpose, and today, that will not last very long. Therefore, let no one be so unhappy as to think he can take this great I Am energy and use it for destructive purposes. It cannot be done. Tonight, will you be kind enough to accept the eternal blessing of the group of friends who are with me at the Royal Teton, the great Ascended Masters, and the great cosmic beings who are giving such assistance to the earth at this time? Give them your love. Give them your attention, after first focusing it to your presence. Then call forth this power with a great calm, serene majesty which allows the feeling to be governed, and let our blessings fill your world with our happiness, our perfecting activity, the glory and powers of light. I commend our precious Lotus with all my heart for her tireless service in the class and outside of it. May the whole world bless her for that limitless. Discourse 2. 17. Energy and the glory of life which is hers. May you all know and be the same glory, and render that limitless service which she is rendering to blessed, precious mankind. Let no man or woman be so proud in the human octave as to hesitate to use the endearing terms of beloved or precious to their friends and associates. Remember, beloved ones, in those words is the feeling of kindliness which mankind needs today, oh, so much more than you can imagine, and every ounce of energy you put forth filled with love and kindliness is lifting mankind to where they can be the victory of light. May your memory of me and my words to you always contain the feeling of victory in your life, in your activity, in all that you desire. Even unto your ascension, still may the word victory shine out before you and beckon you onto the final goal, your ascension. I thank you. Discourse 262. February 27, 1938. KANSASCITY, Missouri. Beloved children of Earth, in my endeavor to give the assistance today which has been planned for you, remember the victory in my name is carried to you into your feeling world while the messenger repeats my words for future requirement. Far beyond our expectation has been the achievement here. We like to see the evidence in mankind as well as yourselves. How far we can depend upon the earnest IAM students to stand by the light of their own mighty I Am presence, and to issue the necessary decrees to enable us to produce the results which you of Earth so much need, we do not yet know. The culmination of certain activities in Europe has compelled us to speed up this activity in America and, as you so often term it, step up your activity to hold our dominion against the destructive activities which are the shadows of Earth. To us, as we see from the higher octave, all discord of mankind is but a shadow. Sometimes, not so much in your America, but if you were in England and Germany. Discourse 3. 19. You would find sometimes what they term a grey fog. This is the nearest description I can give you of the conditions which exist from discord among mankind. Human beings who continue in considerable discord clothe themselves in a greyish garment of substance, just as tangible as your physical dress or suit of clothes. The messenger has had innumerable experiences in drawing off that garment from those who were ill, and throwing it into the violet consuming flame, and they were free at once, showing it is that discord with which mankind clothe themselves which is their mistake. Just as you have clothed the points of light within the cells of your body, and they no longer give forth their radiance to the physical sight, so do you clothe yourself in the very thing you do not want, by discord. Therefore, for the I Am students, I take it that is no longer permissible. I do not like to say this, but since it is the law of your life, I think it very wise to say it, then you may decide. The time is so short, when you are going to have the opportunity to decide. You perhaps think sometimes the messengers are somewhat urgent in almost the demand for harmony in you and your world. Well, that is not because the messengers desire it, but because they know what you are facing today. The frightful destructive qualities generated by mankind and projected at them are the thing which 20. The I Am 99 Discourses is your danger today. When you have entered this stream of life, make no mistake, you must call forth more than ordinary protection. Not that there is the slightest thing to fear, not at all, but because you become a greater focus of light and more noticeable, then you must have the greater protection. We trust by July you will have passed beyond a certain place in the position of the cosmic light, which will make it much easier for you to give obedience to this great law of life. When I speak these next words you will see another reason for the achievement here. In this small audience, the human creation of 346 I Am students has been dissolved and consumed. Out of that, there are 26 for whom you could not have believed it was possible, but because of the great sincere love poured out to the messengers and the light, the cosmic law has allowed this to be done. The great divine director is greatly pleased with that which has been possible, and he thinks by this, that in future classes he may depend upon a certain number of the people for whom he can do this. And that will give greater and greater and greater assistance for the freedom of America. We are watching with all earnestness to bring about a condition where a sufficient number of mankind can be shown, for instance an audience who could be lifted in vibratory action to where they could see these. Discourse 3. 21. activities as the messenger does. Only far more in that case would be revealed, so they might bear witness to the perfection which the messengers have described for more than 3 years. We firmly believe, in what has been accomplished here, that it may be done, because mankind has been calling for some such revelation, but notice the difference since Saint Germain brought this I am activity forward. In the first year there was, I am frank to admit, considerable curiosity among the students as to our reality, and as to the various things they were calling forth, for instance, our tangible presence, but today that has grown into a mighty sincerity which is most gratifying to us. And surely should be to you. It means that from the expansion of the light within your own hearts there is coming that mighty activity, which refuses all subterfuge of any kind. That is what we have been requiring. Mankind from their feeling world must dispel all curiosity, all anxiety for these great manifestations. Then when they come, they will do for mankind what they are intended to do, because no thing is brought forth to satisfy anyone's curiosity, that would be quite childish. But when something transcendent is brought forth, it is because it brings a tremendous release and freedom to mankind, otherwise we would not make the effort. 22. The I Am 99 Discourses. That is why we call forth the light of your mighty I Am presence, not only by your conscious effort, but your sincerity, your love, your honesty, for remember, you are bound to face that. There is not a thing which can prevent it. Why? Because your life demands it. Nothing in the world but your own life is demanding, now at this time, that you face yourself and see whether you are honest, whether you are sincere, whether you are strong enough to stand against human suggestions, and if you will take the reins of mastery in the acceptance of your I Am presence, hold that dominion, and remember in holding your dominion, you are not the door because you are the caller, if you will pardon that term. You are the one who is calling dominion forth, and that is why these ascended master qualities must be certain within your feeling world: honesty, sincerity, purity, and you must be free from false pride. If you have a revelation, if you are permitted to observe, or if you have tremendous success from your application, and then you feel for a single instant, well, my light is very much brighter than my associates because I was able to do this, that would be very likely your downfall. I am mentioning some of these things today because they are so subtle. You have been taught something about your thought world, but mankind even yet know so little about their feeling world. You will. Discourse 3. (23) Accept something in your feeling, and you will not know it until it outpictures, and that is where your danger is. That is why I am prompting you today against all that is in the atmosphere and that in which you move in the outside world. If you draw that tube of light about you, or call the I Am presence to draw it, you cannot fail to have the protection which is necessary. We are touching upon and calling forth the things you most need. We are not going into any elaborate discourse, for in the victory which is gained here, we are calling forth these qualities and powers within your own selves which you need right now, and with your obedience to that. In 6 months every one of you will thank me and bless me for having called your attention to certain of these things. You know there are a few people who look to us, expecting us to flood forth some great magnificent expression of life which they won't understand. Would that not be childish and foolish? What mankind needs is the simple language, conveying the qualities into their world of action which produce results, not some scientific explanation, which the mass of mankind does not understand. When Saint Germain talked to me the first time, and when I saw what he wished to do, with all my heart I joined him in this I am activity, and we have remained at the Royal Teton to give this assistance, not .24 The I Am 99 Discourses. Returning to our homes as we had previously intended. If the ascended masters from your civilization love you, then realize how much we do if we are willing to remain and give you our assistance. May I remind you of the great Sanat Kumara who for 4.5 million years has blessed your earth with his presence. He and his associates came from Venus and remained. After the great change takes place, and he comes forth in his tangible body so the world may see his reality and know how he has blessed the earth, then he will return to Venus. These are great truths which mankind needs to understand, for knowing the power of your attention, you must understand that without it, there is not a thing which can take place in your world. The glory of mankind is at hand. I have the confidence in you, in all the I am students, that you are now strong enough to stand against all suggestions of the outside world and let your light go on expanding, through your tremendous determined cause, which is the assistance the cosmic law requires. I shall depend on you to give this assistance to Saint Germain. All the earth will bless you one day because you were courageous enough to stand with the light and call it into action for the freedom of America, and the blessing of the rest of mankind. The great divine director, the goddess of light, and the blessed Nada have determined to try and Discourse 3. 25. Experiment in Europe. Should this prove out, you will see some of the strangest changes you ever witnessed on Earth. That remains to be seen. In the assistance you are giving in these calls for the protection of mankind, their blessing, and the service you are rendering or releasing from the physical octave, a sufficient amount of substance which is not needed for America, they intend to utilize and use there for this experiment. So you see how far-reaching it is. You are not the frail beings that you think you are. I wish that some of you might suddenly see the power of the energy released in some of your I am decrees. Let no one in the future have the slightest feeling that you cannot make a call with the strength and energy necessary to release sufficient energy for whatever your I am presence, through the higher mental body, wishes to do for you and in your world of action. Accept this right now and let the fullness of its power of action go forth. As you do this, you will see sufficient outpicturing to satisfy yourselves and fulfill your fondest hopes. Therefore, today while this tremendous radiance is going forth, and the great depths of your beings are being touched, you will feel that which you have never felt before. Do you know that there is a height and a depth to your being? From the depth of your being is being brought forth everything to be disposed of. While I am holding your attention on these simple words. 26. The I Am 99 Discourses. Great activity is going on in the most important part of you, so far as the physical world is concerned, and that is your feeling world. So I want you to know that someday when the need is past and you want to bask in some flowery language, then we will give it to you. Oh yes, we could. We could recite poems and give you expressions which would just about lift you out of those chairs, but that is not so important just now. I am grateful to see in your feeling world that acceptance, that humility which is so vital to the future. Remember, dear ones, before the light be humble, no matter what manifestations take place, but before the face of man and human viciousness, be as positive as you like, because you must be positive against those human creations. Now understand, in the dissolving and consuming of your human accumulation, it means you are released from the pressure of your own creation, which makes it so much easier for your answer to come from your call. There is much else I might say, but it is not wise at this time. Just let that be sufficient, and if you will abide in the true, sincere feeling, accepting all we desire to do for you, you will have its manifestation in your feeling world. It is not necessary for you to understand all the details of it, but remember your feeling is very important to us. Saint Germain has thus far done for mankind what has never before been done on the face of this earth. Discourse 3. 27. Therefore, I am so grateful for your sake, for the great love which is growing for him among the great number of I am students from all walks of life, because it is important. Oh, not that he needs it, but because you need it, because America needs it. Saint Germain is the heart of this I am activity for America, the same as your physical heart is the focus of the light from your I am presence for your physical body. It has to be so. The law of life has made it so. It is not anyone's particular choice, but the ray under which he operates compels him to be the one who is the heart of freedom for America. That is why he was wise enough and fortunate enough to select from his own family those he could depend on. I ask you today, can you with me just for a moment feel how fortunate you are, beings who are caught in the great radiance of light drawn forth by the divine director from the cave of light in India, which for thousands of centuries has been the purifying glory of the mighty light activities through the earth, where thousands of individuals have entered, who have been set free from the limitations of earth.